Morning everyone, I'm K0zzx. Gonna be playing Nosferatu for you guys tonight. This game's pretty unique in terms of sound and the way it looks. In terms of gameplay, I'd say it's super similar to Prince of Persia, but it has a lot of built-in combat mechanics that Prince of Persia does not have. So let's get started here. Let the cutscene pop up. Oops. Alright, so timing in this game starts as soon as you skip the opening cutscene, which is now. So the main thing you do in this game for speed is you just try all kinds of ways of spacing that does not involve just regular walking, because regular walking is extremely slow. So for the most part, anytime I have the room to, I'll be running and jumping. Yeah, that's the main points of this game. I'm gonna be doing a little trick here. It's called the one-tile run. There, we got it. Like normally the game would expect you to just do a regular jump and grab onto the edge, but we don't want to do that. We want to go as fast as we can. Already at the first boss. This is where the combat mechanics are gonna come in that I was talking about initially. Kinda botched the kill there a little bit. So that's the first stage. So the way this game is broken up is every stage will have two main sections and two what I would call gauntlet sections, which are just rooms that are short but full of traps. So I got the little skip, I had to wait there so this little guy doesn't grab me. Let's see if I can do a little ledge grab here. I jumped a little too early. There's a hidden hand trap right there. Slide through the zombie, or the mummy rather. This next room has the zombie. Let's see if I can beat the gate here. Yep. Oh, little didn't actually run there. Supposed to do a sprint jump. Didn't affect anything too much. This screen has a very random skip. Like, I can't really break down what goes into it. It just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That time it didn't. You can slide past the Frankenstein and through the gap at the same time. But it's very finicky. Alright, we're coming up on a skip, which I'm pretty sure the developers intended for, but it works really weird if you're playing the game casually. So I have a very specific way of setting it up, which you probably just noticed. Alright, we're on to the next trap section. Oh. didn't get my run turnaround. So it's possible to start your sprint going one way and then turn around. And since anytime you'll leave a door, you'll always be facing right. And sometimes you want to go left, so it's useful to start your sprint going right and then turning to the left. Alright, coming up on another one-tile run skip. This one is a little bit tight, so give me a moment. I got it. And this is a very short section, but you can lose a lot of time just based on how the movement works out. So we're gonna fight a set of monkeys here, but we're not really gonna give them a chance to fight back. I'm just cycling jabs. We just give them no chance to actually do anything. Alright, moving on to the next stage. This first screen is incredibly scary because this next section coming up, as soon as I slide under the gap here, this part is very silly. Oof, okay. Sometimes that axe will hit you even when you're already climbing. Alright. Now we're gonna have the first appearance of the traps that can actually one-shot you, which are the blade traps. Oh yeah, I may have forgotten to mention, the only differences between the difficulty is the amount of HP the bosses have. That is the only difference. Just use a jump to get through those. Oh, I forgot! Whoops. Guess we're doing the scary room again. So every second room in the game has the rule that you have to sprint immediately, except for the second room in stage 3. And I kind of forgot about that rule just now. Oh, I have to redo this. Just a little brain fart. I'm gonna wait for this guy. He's a little bit too close. Okay. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of times as well where you'll notice me like intentionally bumping into stuff. Well, that time was not one of those, but alright, let me just focus here one moment. Wait for the door to close and then sprint. Okay, so now that we're through the instant death zone, there's not a lot of things left in this stage that will likely kill me. At least not until the end of the stage. use the punch mode to dash up a little bit. Just using every little thing you can to adjust the spacing. That is not just walking, because walking, like I said, is the slowest thing you can do. Alright, through the trap room. Gonna get a little health container here, which is the only one I will be grabbing. So, maximum HP just went up by half a heart, which allows me to take one more hit. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's just enough for the next stage to work out perfectly. Okay, so these next two rooms are a little bit scary. This one not so much, but the next one, it will be very apparent why it's scary. Going for another one. Oh! That's unlucky. I did not get my one tile run there. Taking some risks, which big risk, big reward, right? Right. Through this really quickly. Also on a good cycle this time around. Okay, so let's not die on the screen that's not supposed to be the scary screen. So I'm just not gonna do the one tile run this time around. Just be a little bit safer. Alright. So this is the scary screen I was talking about. This is this next section right here. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Yo. Had a little mishap, but turned out just fine. No. If you stick around long enough, those books will start beating you up. So this boss has the weirdest hitbox I've ever seen in a game. Like, it's nowhere near where his sprite is. Like, it doesn't seem like I should be hitting him from right there, but I am. Oh. He got me that time around. Alright. You would think the fight is over, but you're just gonna get jebaited. Because his head comes back for more. Alright, time for the best music in the game. Stage has a pretty funky beat. Oh, that's unlucky. That's an intentional bump. Wait for the blade. Gotta wait for the gates, and now we go. Oh! That's a big mistake. I'm probably gonna end up taking an intentional death. Had a little mishap there. Little disaster. 2 short trap rooms coming up. So, gonna get hit here on purpose. Take a quick death off the next one. Mainly because of the boss fight requires a very specific amount of health. And I just am already too low. And this is the only checkpoint I have coming up. Alright, next up is the eyeball slide room, I like to call it. It has 2 really tight slides underneath eyeballs. I'm very inventive with the way I name my rooms. And just like that, we're at the boss. This boss has a pretty unique strategy. I need to focus a little bit. Okay. Oh, didn't exactly work out as planned. Okay. He got loose for a second there. You don't actually want him to get loose. Alright, this next screen is the longest and scariest screen in the game. Oof. I usually don't get that jump. Usually end up missing it. So there's that. It's a nice time save. Trying to do anything but walk at all times. Duck and wait for the spikes. Then try to do a little turnaround run here. Got it. So these guys coming in and out of the windows, they won't kill you immediately, but they will knock you to the floor. And if there's not a floor to be knocked onto, you'll die, obviously. Coming up is what I would like to call the trap gauntlet. The saw one-shots you, and this blade also one-shots you. Everything else will only just deal some damage. Alright, second room of stage 5. We have to sprint immediately and slide perfectly. And what that does is we get rewarded with the easiest room in the entire game. It's just climbing up. Alright, just a little flame skip here. See if I can get it. I got it. So the bottom button there, if you press it, it spawns a saw blade underneath you that instantly kills you, which is a nice little beginner's trap. It's very specific spacing there to jump off the ledge the way I did. Oh, We're actually at full health for once. Okay. This room is kind of scary because these guys can just, once they start swinging, they can just not stop sometimes, and they'll just drain your health bar before you realize it. Because as with some of the other enemies I'll be fighting later on, they don't actually deal a bar of damage on the first hit. It's only after they land 3 hits that they'll actually deal damage. Alright, so not this time around, we're gonna be breaking a rock with fist. Ooh. Trying to only use the knee attack, which is oh yeah, that's something I probably should mention. So this game has a bunch of attacks that are not mentioned anywhere, not in the manual. The only place I could actually find anything about them was in the task notes. So it's basically a little Easter egg in the game, built into the game itself, where you have a bunch of attacks that you just need to figure out on your own, I guess. Alright, on to the final stage. Beating on this axe. Gonna be a lot of tight spaces you need to squeeze in between in this stage, which is it's kind of the theme for this level, I guess. Beat up that floating fat ghost, I guess. Sliding into these guys will make them turn around, which is ideal. If you attempt to just run past them, they will hit you with a flying knee, as they are special zombies. The special kind of zombies. That section is very specific in the sense that if you don't run from exactly up against the wall, you will not make it, ever. It just will not allow you to jump at a certain point. Waiting on the spike. Short little trap gauntlet down here. Waiting on the floor trap. Waiting on the spike. And we're safe. Turn around on the run. And onto the gauntlet room. Well, the first one, at least. Slide under the arrow. Wait for the statue. Ow, and bump into the gate. Whoops. Hit the button to open the door. This room has a lot of things that will seem strange, like sliding here in order to grab the ledge, sprinting onto this block so you land on your butt and don't get hit by the spear. That's one hit that's just faster to take than to try to avoid. And there's gonna be another one coming up. There's 2 hits in the stage that you just, you're better off just taking than attempting to avoid them. Okay. Get it past the zombies. There's another instance of, it'll seem weird, I'm climbing up first and then dropping down, but that's so I land on my butt and not get shot. This is the second hit I was talking about. Oh, that's not a hit you should take though. Coming up here, you have to jump. That's the only way to avoid that hit. Kind of a dirty little, another dirty little beginner's trap. Gonna beat this guy up. Because these, from now on, the gates will not open fully anymore. It's just gonna be like very small spaces that I have to slide through. And down we go. And on to the final two gauntlet rooms. There's a little one-tile run you can do here. I'm gonna opt out of it. Another beginner's trap here. If you don't know about it, it'll usually kill you. Those bricks break faster than any other in the game. So if you attempt to just run over those, you will just fall through the floor. Alright, final scary section. Yeah. Gonna beat this guy up. And get some HP for the final boss. It's another small door. Slide under. Down, down. Grab this ledge so we don't die. And final boss time. If this fight goes the way I want it to, he will look like a chump. Oh. Unlucky. He's gonna go up. Oh. Yep, he's gonna go up. Oh, he's gonna go up one last time. Oh, maybe not. And that is the run. We ended up rescuing the girl, and I didn't use too many continues. If you use more than 6 continues, the game will give you a bad ending, which entails that the girl has been turned into a vampire. And now we ride off into the sunset with the honey. Alright, next up I'll be doing Ghouls and Ghosts. That'll be up in a second.